This show is proudly sponsored by TraderCobb.com, the leaders in checklist-based trading strategy. Yes, that's exactly how it sounds. I'll teach you a literal checklist so you can tick off items and be decisive very quickly. Get across to TraderCobb.com where there's a bunch of free content there for you to have a look at. And of course, if you're interested in having me come to your city, click and register for the live events coming up and filling fast. Have a great day. Visit TraderCobb.com now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Welcome back me to my office. Thank you. There is no cheer squad in here. But I'll tell you what there is. There's a bunch of green out there in the top 10 today. And I'm very happy to see it. We've just toying with the 10,000 level right now, tickling around there at 9,994. Depending on what exchange you're looking at. We're up 4.23%. Now yesterday I started to talk a little bit about the fact that we might start to see some bullishness. I seem to be Johnny on the spot at the moment. Now, it could still turn, but for the time being, I am suggesting that we're looking much more bullish than bearish at the moment. Now, before anybody decides that they're just sitting there waiting with bated breath to jump back on top of me, if the market moves lower and tell me that I'm an idiot and don't know what I'm talking about, my job as a trader is to look at the probabilities of an outcome. And right now, the probabilities of this market moving higher, as I suggested yesterday, is that it looks likely. And the reason being is that after the big candles, markets tend to slow down. The candles get smaller. And when they do get smaller, ladies and gentlemen, we tend to see that direction kick back in. Look at it over here. You can't see it if you're on the podcast, but if you consider back in the middle, or early to middle of May, when we saw it sort of top out around that 8,300 mark, big candles came in. Not quite as crazy as this last month or two, but it did happen. Pulled back, consolidated, and then whooshka, up we went. Do I think there is a high probability of us hitting a new 2019 high by the end of August? That's a drum roll. That's a bad drum roll, but it's a drum roll. My answer to that is yes. At the moment, as it stands, it does look like there is a high probability of us getting above that 1379, or getting above 14,000, let's say. Big call? Not in my eyes. It could change very quickly, but right now, a lot of very good green shoots, positivity, and the market is up 4.23%. Now, am I saying this just because the market is up right now? No, not at all. I've been watching this and waiting for this for a very long time. As a matter of fact, as the market was moving up, I was looking at how far we could pull back to. I suggested that we could pull back further than what we did, but I also suggested back to the old 2019 highs, which is exactly where we got to. So a lot of the things have already occurred because I had pre-planned what I had hoped to see before I was willing to be in the position where I thought we could move higher. Well, all those things are happening right now, and for me, right now on Bitcoin, a 4-hour trend is now in play. A pullback back into the old resistance around 9,700 is welcome. A pullback in for a trading opportunity, yeah, I'm waiting for one now. I'm officially in the position where I'm happy to take some higher risk opportunities in the mid-term timeframes and lower timeframes to get long on this bad boy we call Bitcoin. So across the rest of the market, let me take you through it. Ethereum at 215.99. Let's just call it 216, round that up. It's up 3% right now. It did have a little bit of a resistance level in there. It's popped above it. Look, it's not as bullish right now as what Bitcoin has been. But you know what? I'm happy to just sit back and wait and see if this continues on. I'm looking for opportunities here as well. We're up 3% on the nose right now. EOS up 4.47%. We're looking at 400. Ooh, that'd be nice. $4.39 right now. Again, it's not the most pretty of daily trends, but that 4-hour is starting to get some nice cyclicity, as are the lower time frames. On the Stellar, who cares about Stellar? Next, XRP. Stellar's basically flat. It's not done a thing. XRP, now I got stopped out of my long XRP BTC last night. Good profit there. Good profit in the market when there was not a lot going on. So pretty stoked about that. And now I'm flat once again across all my portfolios, and I'm waiting for the big BTC to get a move on. So as we sit here with XRP, we're flat as well, 31.8. Not a great deal of interest there from my part for XRP. If we break above the high of 34 cents, that's when I see a nice higher high to go with that higher low, and then I can see a run back up to that 50-cent mark, hopefully beyond. If I look at Litecoin now, it's $98.81, up 9.45%. Now here is an interesting fact. Litecoin has been leading the market. When the market has gone on a run, it has been Litecoin that has led it out first. It has shown the first signs of those moves, and with Litecoin up nearly 10% today, this could be an additional bonus for us seeing the next wave of Bitcoin bulls coming back in. On the Bitcoin Cash, we're at $326.18, up 2.47%. We found some resistance once again at 334, and we need to get above there, guys. Without being above there, this guy's not interested. Binance back on the big BNB at $27.56, up 2.16% right now. Not a great deal for me to be looking at. The market doesn't look all that tradable. Tron up nearly 1%, still very flat today at 2.2 cents. Will Tron recover, or will it suffer from kidney stones? At the moment, it looks like it's suffering a little bit because it's not really going too far. We do have, as a matter of fact, some support, and that support level is sitting right around 2.1 cents. We'll see if we can hold that and bounce back up, but for the time being, I'm not interested. Cardano, it's actually down 0.75%, the biggest loser on the whole top 10. It's at 5.9 cents. It's ground lower. It's holding its ground. It's not doing a great deal, and I'm not really interested. It's going to be a very interesting scan that starts in 4 minutes. So I'm going to take the members through that, ladies and gentlemen, and see what we can find for trading opportunities today. But right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $10,000 on the nose. I'll see how we go throughout the day, but I'm looking for opportunities to the upside. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we may just have ourselves a busy next couple of weeks in the markets. So get yourself sorted, get yourself organized, and if you haven't already got your tickets for this Australian tour, then go and get them, because we're filling up very, very fast. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now. This show is proudly sponsored by TraderCobb.com, the leaders in checklist-based trading strategy. Yes, that's exactly how it sounds. I'll teach you a literal checklist so you can tick off items and be decisive very quickly. Get across to TraderCobb.com, where there's a bunch of free content there for you to have a look at. And of course, if you're interested in having me come to your city, click and register for the live events coming up and filling fast. Have a great day. Visit TraderCobb.com now.